Hello and welcome to the Institute for Hermetic Studies third annual conference. My name is Mark Stavish and I am the founder and director of studies for the Institute of Hermetic Studies. And I'm very pleased that we're able to meet at this time. As many of you know, our conferences are live events wherein we're able to meet with old friends and new ones in an informative and relaxing environment. However, this year is historic on several levels. First, we were planning on recording all of our presentations for posterity, and circumstances have demanded that if we were to have a conference at all, it would have to be using the internet to make it happen. The coronavirus that started in late 2019 has spread around the world, and as of this date, it is the end of April 2020, all events have been canceled or postponed until further notice. Secondly, in recording these presentations, people will be able to participate in the scheduled event long after our start date of May 2nd has come and gone. We hope that you will spread the word of what you have learned here, and in doing so, many will visit with this site and learn from our august speakers long into the future. As we come together at this time, a great historical event is taking place, and this cannot be overstated. The novel coronavirus that began in China in late 2019 has spread around the world. Never in living history has a disease caused such a response among governments across the globe, where nearly all travel has stopped. While limited local travel is possible, nearly all interstate, national, and international travel has come to a Saturnian halt, which makes what I'm about to say all the more important. And the fact that we are doing our very best to hold this conference even more significant. For if nothing else, as students of esotericism, of practical spirituality, we must be problem solvers and always do our best under all circumstances and conditions, at all times and all places. Enlightenment is a nebulous term. Self-realization is one which I prefer better, because along with it we can have self-actualization. These are easier to grasp, because doing so we bring forth the best of our potentialities into realization, into reality. Now, several decades ago, I wrote that enlightenment should be considered as a self-organizing, spontaneous, and dynamic intensity that permeates all areas of our life. Now, clearly, this is something that most of us will experience intermittently, but experience it we will if we desire it. For as the writings of Hermes state, you can be a god if you desire it. It would only be more recently that I came across this definition of enlightenment by the famed Tibetologist Herbert Gunther. It is now, in this very moment, that each of us can get a glimpse of that spontaneous intensity that is at our very core, which is our very heart, and bring it forth at this very moment to whatever activity we're doing, to all activities in our lives. For never before has it been so desperately needed, required even of us. Now, I rarely talk about my psychic experiences, and I am making an exception in this case. And it's because it relates directly to you, to each of you here, to those of you who are listening to this, and participating in this event. Now, in late November, I was in a very relaxed mood, thinking quite casually of our conference and the planning that goes with it. Many of the things which have to go on in terms of contacting sponsors, making sure that the presenters are organized, that we have everything lined up with the hotel. All of these things take checking, and rechecking. And then for a brief moment as I was thinking about this, all I could perceive of is a white wall. Not unlike a marker board or presentation board. What came with it, though, was the profound feeling of nothingness. And what I mean by that is just nothing. An absolute, complete stop, a blank wall, an empty room. There was a feeling that the conference would not happen, that something big beyond our control was happening. And briefly, there was also the sense of illness that went with it. Now, I dismissed this, and I figured, well, maybe some more presenters may be sick, something may be coming up. What I'll do is I'll just double check on everyone, make sure everything is okay, and have some backups in place. Later in January, I began to work on the conference again, and the same feeling occurred. As you may have imagined, this was disturbing, particularly when a few days later I would come to hear of the first intimations of the virus that was taking place in China. Clearly by February, early March, I realized that the conference would not happen. Now with this, we could easily have given up. But instead, the board of directors and our presenters decided to go forward with our conference, even if virtually. We were going to steal the crown from the coronavirus and to demonstrate to ourselves and to those who look to us for guidance that esotericism is more than ancient words and pretty books, but is an inspirational and practical way of addressing the trials and tribulations of life. It is, as we have said above, a means to guide us to our very nature, which is a self-organizing, spontaneous, and dynamic intensity that permeates all areas of our life. So now, more than ever, esotericists, spiritual practitioners of all types must step up to the challenge of the age, a challenge that is not simply going to go away and whose arrival was clearly observable astrologically. So in being here, you are part of a historic event and part of our victory. And you are part of the great memory that we will have of this day in the future. When we say that we did not let the coronavirus get in our way, we did not let it stop us. We conquered it, and with it, our fears. We thank you for your trust and support and look forward to meeting with you in the future, hopefully in person, and continue our contributions to the great work. Thank you.